Young leftist voters and grasshoppers and ants. Yeah, you gotta read my titles here. And you might be like, what in the world is Markowski talking about? Anyway, Andy Kessler, big fan of Andy's, columnist over at the Wall Street Journal. Opinion piece today. Why do the young vote left? And I saw the column. I saw the title of the column, and I'm looking forward to reading it. And it instantly came to mind was the scene in The Godfather where Vito and Michael are sitting down and having a conversation. And Vito's getting older, and he reminded Michael, about something twice. And he's like, "Yeah, you told me already." And he's like, basically telling him, about being responsible. Telling Michael being responsible. He said, "You can't be careless." He said, "Women and children can be careless, but not men." And I instantly, that scene popped into my head when I saw this. Why do the young vote left? They're children. Okay, they're 18 years old, and they don't know what they don't know. Anyway, his column, 57% of 18 to 34-year-olds prefer Kamala Harris. Why do our youth gravitate toward progressive idealism in a nanny state? Is it sloganeering like a new way forward or opportunity economy? Nah, says Kessler, it's the gifts. It's the progressive vibe is that big government will take care of you. It knows what's best for you. It will redistribute money how it pleases. You need to put a smile on your face while it takes away your laurels, guns, and money. We believe in the collective, Miss Harris declared, much like Hillary Clinton's It Takes a Village. Handouts for all. You want proof? Well, take a look at Kamala Harris's voting record in the Senate. It is further left than Bernie Sanders. Tim Walz, vice presidential candidate, what he said about China. Everyone is the same and everyone shares. Yeah, let's all put on our Che Guevara shirts, right? This is anti-freedom. Too many of today's youth fall in line with progressive because they're undereducated and over-indoctrinated with someone else's agenda. Yeah, it happens all the time, not to mention the fact they waste time in classes on nonsense rather than teaching kids what's truly important. Profit, forget about it. No. It's gimme. Okay, you got to give me student loan forgiveness. I want free health care. I shouldn't have to pay for my college education. Give me tax credits. Kessler asks, who's to blame? Misguided capitalism, hating social studies teachers to start. Tim Walzian thinking one person's socialism is another person's neighborliness. Who the hell is he? Mr. Rogers? And of course, like-minded professors. Work ethic and ambition are evaporating. And again, this is something I've lamented a long time as well in regards to government policy. The idea that, you're going to get student loan forgiveness if you get a job for the government or you work for a nonprofit. Like that's something to take. You work for a nonprofit. Go volunteer at a nonprofit. How about that? But go volunteering for a nonprofit. That's what I've always done. But get yourself a real job and actually go out there and build and create something. Anyway, back to Kessler. Pew Research notes almost a third of currently childless 18 to 34-year-olds aren't sure if they ever want children. Why? Well, the Harris campaign's climate engagement director, Camilla Thorndike, is among the hesitant, telling the Washington Post, "I want to protect them from suffering. Perpetually pessimistic progressive procrastinations induce fear. No wonder U.S. fertility rates are at historic lows." Kessler's conversation with young folks who do exhibit some actual drive show their confusion. I want to do a startup. Great. To do what? Sustainable something or other. To save the planet. Okay, is it productive? Productive? What's that? Does it scale? Huh? Will it do more with less? Not really. It needs a lot of money to keep going and save more of the world. Sounds like a non-profit. Anyway, Progress and societal wealth happen when you make customers happy and you build things and create things that they want, and you drive prices down, and you build a better mousetrap and people beat a path to your door. That's how the world works, and you tell that to kids and they look at you with this lost look on their face. Kessler says that the youth aren't lazy, but they're lost. Progressive have strong opinions about society, but no viable solution beyond handing out other people's money, taken from the few who actually are productive, drive progress, generate wealth by fulfilling customers' needs. It's a downward spiral. When progressives tax screaming fair share, they cripple the productive few who actually create the real non-burger flipping, get out of your parents' basement jobs. To aggressive progressives, government is simply a magic money tree. Vote left and dollars appear. The gross incompetence of government, think billions for 8 electric vehicle chargers, destroyed healthcare, education, and is close to destroying energy. Even while the Biden-Harris administration works hard to destroy big tech, one of the few productive industries, and I'll never forgive progressive Hollywood for turning Star Wars into unwatchable wokey Wookiee drivel. And he talks about what might be standing. And, he feels bad for kids that actually do work hard, that are productive, that help to actually push for progress. And again, that's where I get to my ant and grasshopper. Again, popped into my head. I said, didn't I write a column kind of like this a long time ago? Wasn't kidding. I pulled it up. Column I wrote back in May of 2002. The Ant and the Grasshopper. Familiar with the Ant and the Grasshopper? Well, the classic version, the ant works hard, withering and all summer long in the heat and toiling, building his house up, laying supplies for winter. The grasshopper thinks he's a fool, laughs and dances and plays the entire summer away. Come winter, the ant is warm and well fed. The grasshopper has no food or shelter, so dies out in the cold. Well, this is 2002. I wrote this, and again, it applies today, the modern version. The ant works hard in the withering heat all summer long, building his house and laying up supplies for the winter. The grasshopper thinks he's a fool and laughs and dances and plays the summer away. Come winter, the shivering grasshopper calls a press conference and demands to know why the ant should be allowed to live and be warm and well-fed while others are cold and starving. And CBS and CNN and MSNBC, they all show up to provide pictures of the shivering grasshopper next to the video of an ant in his comfortable home with a table filled with food. America and the world are stunned by the sharp contrast. How could that be? How could it be in a country of such wealth? This poor grasshopper is allowed to suffer so. Then a representative of the NAGB, National Association of Green Bugs. Well, it shows up on Nightline. They had Nightline back then. Does Nightline even exist anymore? Well, charges the ant with green bias and makes the case that the grasshopper is a victim of 30 million years of greenism. Kermit the Frog then appears on the Oprah Winfrey Show in The View, and everybody cries when he sings "It's Not Easy Being Green." Bill and Hillary Clinton, again, this is 2002, make a special guest appearance on the CBS Evening News to tell a concerned Dan Rather that they will do everything that they can for the grasshopper who has been denied the prosperity he deserves by those who benefited unfairly during the Reagan summers, or Bill Clinton calls it the temperatures of the 1980s. Then you got Richard Gephardt. Remember him? He exclaims in an interview with Peter Jennings that the ant has gotten rich off the back of the grasshopper and calls for an immediate tax hike on the ant to make him pay his fair share. Yeah, fair share has been around for a couple decades and then some. Finally, the EEOC drafts the Economic Equality and Anti-Greenism Act. Retroactive to the beginning of the summer, the ant was fined for failing to hire a proportionate number of green bugs. And having nothing left to pay his retroactive taxes, his home is confiscated by the government. Story ends as we see the grasshopper finishing up the last bits of the ant's food while the government house he's in, which just happens to be the ant's old house crumbles around him since he doesn't know how to maintain it. The ant has disappeared in the snow, and the image on TV, which the grasshopper bought by selling most of the ant's food, is of Bill Clinton standing before a wildly applauding group of compatriots announcing that a new era of fairness has dawned in America. WatchDog on WallStreet.com.